Hello everyone, my name is Tom Martin. I'll be presenting today's video, Dashboards and Analytics and Communique for Amazon Seller Central. A little background before we get started. Communique has a great many different dashboards for analytics, business intelligence, which provide greater illumination and transparency for your Amazon sales. Here's the dashboard, and as you can see, there's a lot of different data represented in the dashboards. Not all of it comes from Amazon. Communique provides the ability for you to be able to incorporate your products, suppliers, shipping and tracking, and purchase order sales. We're not going to talk about that today. We're going to save that for another video. What we are going to focus in on is the dashboards themselves. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first dashboard we're going to talk about is the sales at a glance. If you notice down here at the bottom, there are different date periods that you can select. Last month, this year, this week, last 30 days. We'll just go back to last month. On this side right here, we have some additional chart options, column, bar graph, pie, line, area. We'll leave it on area for now for last month. This additional option here is what's called a Y-to-Y or year-to-year. If you have more than a year's worth of data, you can click on this and you can actually see this last month for this year and last month for last year. Or if you wanted, we could switch over to 12 months. And see the same thing too. We're going to go back to last month. Additional options include the ability to be able to configure the chart, right mouse click, and if you have the ability to be able to configure, select configure, and additional filters will come up. And as you can see on this main screen, there are filter options, order status, fulfillment type, sales numbers, and date options. Now we're going to switch sales numbers down here at the bottom from product sales to revenue. Revenue is product sales plus ship fee collected, sales taxes, and any other values that are collected for the sale. Apply that. As you can see, the values have changed. We're going to go back and look at product sales and change our fulfillment type to merchant fulfilled. And we're going to change it to Amazon FBA. And you can see right here that we have the last month of FBA, merchant sales, but there are no FBA sales. So that basically means that you started selling FBA after last year, last month. A couple more options. We're going to reset. When you reset the filters, it puts everything back the way it was by the defaults. We're going to go over here and select California under U.S. states, and we're going to filter by that. So as you can see, not only do the chart provide business intelligence and analytics, but you can also use it as a reporting function by applying the filters and be able to look at various different aspects of your business, selecting the different options. So let's go back, reset again for the default values, apply that. There you go. So let's go over and take a look at the returns and adjustments. Essentially, these are returns and adjustments for the period selected. Again, select a particular date range you want to look, and there they are. Now, there are no additional options to configure, but you can turn the filter bar off, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on how you can configure some of these charts for better viewing. This right here is your shipping summary. It shows that 8,995 packages were shipped out, representing 8,971 orders with 9,760 units for last month. Now, this is where some additional data comes from. Obviously, if you have FBA sales, FBA does provide shipping and tracking info, but for merchant sales, there is not shipping and tracking info in the orders file. You'll have to get that elsewhere. That's what that is the shipping and tracking data that we talked about earlier. Again, we're saving that for another video, but wanted to explain that so if you were looking here, want to understand where that data is coming from. This down here is your fulfillment summary. It shows that in the last month, there are 113,478 FBA orders, 389,148 merchant orders. This other, that represents what we call non-Amazon fulfillments. An example of that would be if you sold a product on eBay, you didn't have anything in your warehouse to fill it with, but you had some at FBA, so you would just tell FBA to fill that order for you. So that would be a non-Amazon fulfillment, would show up in this order other block right here. Okay, so let's go to these other dashboards here. This is the buyer metrics. So what we're looking at is repeat and new buyers, and then average order value. So for the last 30 days, you've had 207 repeat buyers with 5,829 new buyers, Repeat buyers are essentially people who have purchased before this particular period selected and have come back and purchased again. And the new buyers are folks that have never bought from you before. So the average order value, it's saying that for the repeat customers, the average order value is $59.34, and for the new customers, it's $60.37. Product flow, this deals with product and unit sales. So 8,351 different products were sold for a total of 8,655 units for last month. And if we look at 30 days, again, you can select whatever period you want to look at. The values change and represent the products and units sold during the 30-day period. Over here are units ordered and shipped. Again, this is another one of those areas where you have some external data that's not provided by Amazon. You do know through Amazon sales that you have, in this case, 653 units shipped, but you won't know how many units are ordered. That would be part of your purchase orders. So this particular metric gives you an idea of how many units you're shipping out and how many units you're ordering and receiving, or in the process of receiving into your warehouse. Ship dailies, again, this is information that comes from external sources mostly. If you're doing merchant fulfilled, you'll need to import your shipping and tracking file. If you're doing FBA shipments, FBA orders do include shipping and tracking data, so we'll be able to get some of that if you're doing FBA. But if your sales are mostly merchant, that will have to come from shipping and tracking that you import into Communique. Ship flow represents the ship methods used to ship packages out during the period selected. Again, if you're doing FBA sales, that does come in automatically from your Amazon FBA order file. If you're doing merchant fulfilled, you'll have to import in your shipping and tracking file. The next metric deals with top customers. Next one is top product sales. The next one is top suppliers. And the last one is workflow. Workflow basically represents, let's go to last month, number of orders taken, number of shipments that went out. Again, for FBA sales, we do have shipments. For non-FBA sales, merchant fulfilled, you'll have to import your shipping and tracking file. And I want to mention a couple things here. Top buyers do come in from your orders file, so you don't have to do anything with that. However, top products and top suppliers in particular, is an external file that you import to associate product sales with suppliers. But there is full support for that if you wish to go that far with representing this data in your dashboards. Okay, so let me show you a couple more things here with configuring the dashboards. Some people like to be able to put the dashboards up in a big old 40-inch monitor and be able to monitor their operations that way and be able to show everybody what's going on. There's a couple things you can do here to help facilitate that. Recall when I talked to you earlier or mentioned in the back that you can turn the filter bars off. Here it gives you a little bit more screen space. We can actually collapse the bottom to give you a bigger chart, and we can even collapse the sidebar here, an even much larger chart. So let's say, for example, we want to be able to keep the sidebar and we keep the sales at a glance. We can come up here and turn the filtered bars off like this, and we can even collapse the ribbon, which gives you much more screen space to be able to display the charts and graphs. So you can see that's pretty impressive. All right, folks, well, that pretty much covers our dashboards and analytics today. And let's go to our next slide. If you want to learn more, you can contact sales@altarian.com, or you can visit our forum at communique.vbulletin.net. Thank you very much for your time, and have a nice day.